It's certainly getting colder now. There's no frost yet, but there's an expectation of frost. There's a bite in that wind now. The temperatures don't go up as much during the day. It kind of plateaus out at somewhere between cool and cold, and then the nights are drawing in very quickly. Here in the UK, it's before 6:30 in the evening now, I think, that the sun sets, and about 7:30 in the morning when it finally gets out of bed. I love the seasons. We have 4 seasons, and we know when they're coming in, and we know when they're going out, and we have like an idealised, a stylised idea of what they're going to be, because we get familiar with them, and we get more familiar with them every year. The longer we live, they're like old friends, and we have the expectation when a season passes and it passes into memory, and then it's 9 months before that season comes in again, and during that period we are bombarded with expectations of the season to come. When we come out of spring into summer, we get in expectations of sunny days on beaches and out in the fields with the sun on our backs, and it's warm and it's gorgeous. And it's the same with the autumn. We get these expectations of golden trees, beautiful reds and golds and browns, and leaves on the ground and the moss on the trees, and the cooler temperatures, but we can't really feel those temperatures in summer. We can just imagine them. Cups of tea, cups of coffee, cups of hot chocolate after a good walk in the crunching leaves, in the breeze. As the year comes to an end, it's a stylised idea, it's what we expect. And it doesn't always live up to our expectations, does it? But the funny thing is, we're resilient creatures, us humans, and we're optimists as well, because a season comes in and it disappoints. We have a cool summer, we have a mild wet winter, we have a mild autumn, or a bare spring that doesn't jump and spark and leap in our faces and say, I'm here again this year, spring is here. But what we do, we just put it behind us, don't we? We just say, oh well, fair enough, there's always next year to look forward to, and we get on with things, because that's how we are and that's how it is, and it's a good job it is, because as humans we live with a lot of disappointment, don't we? We have old familiar conversations with each season as it comes in, don't we? Oh, here you are again. What can we expect from you this year? Oh, I didn't expect that. Oh, but there you go. You've fallen into your old routine. I knew you would. It's so nice to have you back, but briefly. I enjoyed that. Are you off? Yeah. See you again next year. And it always ends on an up note, doesn't it? It always ends, no matter how the season has gone, whether it's been fabulous or whether it's been nondescript. We always end it on an up note of optimism, because the seasons going by confirm that we are here and we're alive and we're enjoying it, and we're optimistic that we'll see it again next year. And this is humans for you, and we're great, and we live with it, and we get the most out of it, no matter how dull a season, no matter how underwhelming a season. We will get the most out of it, we will make the most out of it. A cold wet summer in the UK will see us wrapped up, walking on beaches, sitting on beaches, having picnics, in the rain, in the cold wind. It'll see us wrapping up with our and coming seeing our neighbours, and oh, isn't the weather bad? Yeah, but it's not so bad, it's quite nice. I mean, it's brisk. There's always an upside to it. If it's freezing your cojones off, you say, it's brisk, it's invigorating. We love this. If it's too hot, you kind of wipe your brow and you go, oh, it is a little bit hot, but could be worse, couldn't it? We shouldn't be ungrateful for what we get, should we? And it's the same the world over. We're optimists, and it makes us what we are, and it makes life great. It does. This is my life's great. I love my life, but I have always been the eternal optimist. No matter how many times I've fallen on my arse, and I've fallen on my arse a lot of times, let me tell you, I've had so many downs. But they're all relative downs, because whenever I've hit a down and I've been down there, I've always been able to look up, and I've seen the best of the downs as well. I am very lucky in that respect, and it's made me quite a happy chappy and at peace with my lot. And I've got this. I'm walking in this autumn countryside in the UK. The temperature's dropped, the wind's up, it's blowing the leaves off the trees. Another 2 or 3 weeks and the leaves will have gone and we'll be into winter again. And winter will be cold and wet and miserable and great, because we've got Christmas to look forward to. And we've got, actually there's a great deal of pleasure in digging out winter clothes, isn't there? I think most of us like wrapping up warm, don't we? I do. I like my big winter coat, get it on, pull my bob cap down over my baldy head and love it and get out there. And when you are kind of preparing and wrapping up against the vagaries of the weather, it's kind of what you're doing. You're making yourself as one with the elements, aren't you? You're making yourself as close as you can to being comfortable with the vagaries of the weather and the cold and the damp and the wind and the sun and the heat. And that's what you're doing. You are becoming one with nature. It's primal, isn't it? If it was so difficult, then you wouldn't don that big coat and that bob cap and get out there. You'd sit in front of the television, wouldn't you? Doing nothing and being miserable. Let me show you, I found some fly agaric. There you are. Fly agaric. That one's opened out. There you go. Well, Molly doesn't eat those, or she'll have a very poorly tummy. She's okay at the moment. She's getting lots of grey hairs on her back now, and her eyesight's going even quicker. But she bounced out when as soon as I got up and moved towards the door. She bounced. She's out here now, and she's kind of loving it and bouncing up and down. She likes the cool. But she likes the country. I think we've been out in the countryside so much, me and the malster, that I think she loves it. She's become a woodland elf like I've become a woodland elf. 2 little woodland elves going about our business in the English woodland. It's fab. It's great. I love it. I love it. I'm loving this. It's a cold afternoon. There's quite a few people out all wrapped up. But we've managed to avoid them because we know the spots where all the woodland elves go. Don't we, Woodland Molly? We experience the comings and goings of the seasons every year, and it's not just us, it's going back in history. And it's exactly the same. People throughout history have experienced the same sensation as us, and we know this because it's documented in art and it's documented in literature. Over here you only need to look at a Constable painting, going further back, old tapestries. They all depicted the same things. They all depicted those 4 seasons. Everybody in those days, all those people dressed differently, living differently, different literature, different language, different everything, different, totally. Somebody with a flaming motorbike over there revving it up. But people experienced the same as us, the seasons. They may have walked in rags and tatters or metal armour or whatever, but they crunched through the same leaves. They felt the same breeze on the faces, they saw the same trees, And in a lot of cases, up to a couple of hundred, 200, 300 years ago, they saw the same dry stone walls that I'm looking at now. They had exactly the same sensations, and they documented and they wrote about it. And it was just this. And we're still writing about it. And it goes every year. I love it. There's so much to love about the life you live. We know there's so much to be negative about. There are negative things, but the negative things aren't created by the nature around you. The negative things are created by ourselves, by our culture, by other human beings, by the societies we live in. None of it at all is created by nature. And you've got to remember, you've got to think about that. That's why so many people, when they want to escape to nature. They don't just escape to nature to get themselves away from other people. They escape to nature to get to nature, because it's safe, it's unchanging. The seasons come and go, all 4 of them. Every year, the years come and go and nothing changes. And it's safe and it's predictable. Predictable to an extent. We know that different seasons are different. You know what I mean? One autumn one year will be different to an autumn the year after, but it will still be autumn. It still feel like autumn. Spring will feel like spring, summer will feel like summer, and winter will feel like winter. And that's why people escape here. And that's why we escape here. Away from people chasing around on bloody motorbikes over there, making a noise, being unsociable. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we escape to nature. People throughout history, people in the medieval times, Neanderthals, they had a lot less comprehension of the seasons. We know why the seasons, they didn't. And because they didn't and they couldn't understand them, they were in awe of them. Gods, there were so many gods dedicated to the seasons, because the seasons are so powerful and the seasons had such a bearing on people's lives, and they dictated how they lived their lives, how they died, that they were held in reverence. And I think by learning, by having the knowledge that we've got, we've lost most of that wonder. There is no wonder, there's appreciation and a love of the tangible feelings we get from nature. The feels of the cold, the feels of the warmth, the leaves, the sun on our backs, the wind in our faces, the snow in our eyes. They're sensations that we find either pleasant or unpleasant, but are familiar because they're a part of the seasons. But if we didn't have that comprehension, how would we see the seasons? We would be in awe. We wouldn't understand why and how they could do this and who made them do this. Was it the gods up there? Was it the gods in the woods? Were we expecting to see a green man pop out of the trees, or fairies sitting on the mushroom rings at the bottom of the garden? It's not that long ago, and it's not that beyond comprehension, because that's just wonder, living in wonder of something you don't understand. And although we understand so much about the seasons, about nature, a lot of it is dictated by the way that our planet is moving through space. Dictates when the seasons change, how the earth tilts, but that is still beyond our comprehension in a way. So we still have wonder. Some beautiful mushrooms. We still have wonder at the nature around us and the world around us and seasons around us. Just like people long ago. They didn't understand. We understand some of it. But there's so much we will never understand because nature doesn't want us to. Why would nature want it? Nature wants to be an enigma. And if nature wants to be an enigma, she will be. Because it's her world, not ours. At this time of year, we in the Northern Hemisphere will be digging out our gloves and our hats and our coats in anticipation of the cold to come. We see that as not as comfortable as the warmth of the sun in summer or the cool warmth of the sun in spring. But I'll tell you what, we would all be disappointed if we didn't at least a few times feel the nip of a frost on our noses and our ears. And I'm talking here about where we are, because in the northern, we're as high up as probably parts of Alaska, parts of Norway, up here, southern Norway, places like that. So we do get those temperatures, we do experience those experiences, and we would be disappointed. Even if we think they are unpleasant experiences, we would still be disappointed if we didn't experience those unpleasant experiences. Life wouldn't be the same, life wouldn't be life. The seasons wouldn't be the seasons. Molly, where are you going? We'd be left scratching our heads, wouldn't we? If we didn't have those mornings where we were scratching the ice off the car windscreen and cursing about it. But I think we'd be a bit disappointed if we didn't have that experience at the end of the day. I think we'd feel there was something lacking because it's expected. And it's what makes the seasons, isn't it? So by all means moan about the weather, especially here in the UK and Northern Europe. Have a moan about it. It's expected of you. It's what you're expected to do. It's what you want to do, really. It's in your DNA. It's in our DNA. But at the end of the day, we all get a little frisson, a little buzz when we dig out that winter coat with the big furry collar and that woolly bob cap and those gloves, those warm socks and those boots. We're secretly looking forward to it. Have a good week and keep your weather eye out. We shall see you on the flip. Peace and love.